wish the music would play longer. I need to fix that. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Honestly, I really love this song and it's such a vibe. But hi, I'm Kadesha. Nice to see you all. I'd love to know where you're joining from. I'm in Chicago. It's really beautiful outside. I went outside yesterday for the first time in a long time and it was amazing. But today, I'm hoping we can look into doing some open source. I'm going to show you the project I've been working on and, just vibe. Just vibe. All right, I'm kind of getting distracted by the music, so I'm going to stop it. Hey everybody. Hey Terry, thanks for joining. Hey Siobhan. Nice to see you all here. So today we're just gonna be chilling, right? We're just gonna be chilling. Hey Kimia, hey Marcus. Thank y'all for joining. So I'd love to know what you're working on, where you're joining from, and what's happening in your dev life. I feel like there's a lot happening in the tech industry right now, and it just feels like I cannot keep up, but we try. Okay, so India, Egypt, welcome, Chicago, Silicon Valley. All right, I see a lot of folks are in the house today. That's awesome. So let me move this browser tab on my other screen. That way I can still see your comments. And I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna get into it, right? So today, I want to kind of show you what we've been up to at GitHub. We've had some pretty amazing content go out on the bloggy. Are you going to test a fashion agent? Ooh, if you know a fashion agent, let me know. I would love to test it. I don't know a fashion agent currently, and I haven't built one. So you have a little ducky as my as my fidget toy. I don't know a fashion agent yet, and I haven't built one, but that's kind of a really, really cool idea. Do you have one? Do you know of one? Let me know. Let me know. Plug me in. Plug me in. Servan says she's working on leak code and building out an app that she wants to launch. Ooh, what you building? How you building it? Are you using Copilot? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that sounds cool. And leak code. Good luck, girl. Good luck because the leak code streets, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. Ghana is in the house. Brazil is in the house. Yes, I am an islander. I'm Jamaican. I'm Jamaican. And because I really come to work with my full self, I seem to can't hide my accent anymore. And so Medea, you know what I'm saying? We are here. We are here. So Terry's in the Carolinas and he's working on a Python Flask project. That's excellent. I personally love Flask. I love grabbing for Flask anytime, any day. Love to do it. We have some Jacksonville, Florida. So a lot of y'all are here. Wow. Welcome. So this is my very first live coding stream. So super happy to be here. I'm a little nervy, but the nerves are calming down a little with my rubber ducky friend here. So let's get into it. Is this GitHub? Yes, this is GitHub, like the real GitHub on Twitch. I know it's crazy, and we're just chilling. All right. So hey, Black Girl CTO. All right. So let's get into some work because I can gab all day. Okay. So I work at GitHub as a developer advocate, and my job is essentially to talk about tech and things and make sure that you understand what you're working on, what we're working on, what we're building. So I can gab, okay? But let's get into some things that I want to share with you. So firstly, we have been shipping some really awesome blog post content, if I do say so myself, to kind of get you up to speed on all things AI, agents, Copilot, etc. So it looks like this one just dropped. I haven't even seen it myself. A guide to deciding what AI model to use in GitHub Copilot. Ooh, that looks really interesting. And funnily enough, later today, I'll be filming a video with one of my coworkers on, choosing AI models and like how do you decide what models to use? And we're kind of going to go head to head on building the same application using different models side by side. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And I think it's going to work really well with this blog post. So go ahead, definitely check out this blog if that's something you're into and all that jazz. And so something I actually wanted to show you was I recently shipped a blog on building a landing page. So I was kind of just vibing out one day and I was like, can I actually build a full landing page using Copilot Agent from scratch, like not even touching any line of code? And honestly, it worked a little too well because it was fully responsive. I built it in Astro and the agent did a really wonderful job. There's also a YouTube video that goes along with it. So you can like kind of hear me going through my thought process live. It's not scripted or anything. It wasn't like planned content. So you can kind of go through that and let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think about this style of content that we're kind of exploring. So those are some recent blog posts that we've shipped that I'm kind of in awe of. Let's see. Isn't this about GitHub Copilot and agent mode? Yes. So typically on these streams, we kind of just co-work and kind of show you what we're working on. So I've been working on a lot of blog post content, a lot of Copilot content, and actually tomorrow I have a live stream on Open Source Friday. Would love for you to join as well. But I see that you want to get into some code. So let's get into some code, right? So today we're going to be working on the maintainer month website. Let's see. Copilot is doing massive. What are we building today? Okay, yes, let's get into it. Let's get into the building. Let's get into the building. Let's see. Sean says that he's been working on learning Angular. Excellent. Why Angular? What's sparked the interest in Angular? I mean, I know the Angular team has been working to make a lot of changes to it recently. So that's cool, but I'm curious, what are you building with Angular? So I've been working on a VS Code workspace shell script that settings that sets up a professional and safe environment for vibe coding. I love that. I love that. When you do that script, please share it with me, with us, so we can also use that script because that sounds amazing. Okay, so the maintainer month site apparently needs a lot of love, right? So we've kind of been hacking on it over the past few weeks. And in case you didn't know, May is maintainer month. And essentially, it's a full month celebration of maintainers, contributors, and everything open source. And so we'll have quite a few events, and you can come to this site. Let me pop it in the chat for you. So you can kind of come to this website and check out the schedule. And wow, it's looks like we did quite a few updates because the site is looking so much cleaner. But you can check out the schedule and see what we have. But when we go to the repository, there are quite a few issues, right? So because we've been hacking on it over the past few weeks, many of you have been submitting issues. So let's take a look at one of these issues and work on it. And we're kind of going to be working on it with agent mode because I want to see if agent mode can help us maintain this site. Before I get into maintainer month though, I kind of wanted to show you something I've been working on. So over the past few days, I've been building a mobile app with GitHub Copilot. Nothing crazy. I call it pause word. So it's a password manager and it's in React Native. And this entire code base was built using GitHub Copilot agent. And I've been vacillating between using Claude 3.5 and also Gemini, the new Gemini 2.5 Pro model. And it's been doing an incredible job. If I do say so myself, I'm actually so impressed with it. I kind of like to push to see what GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot agent can do. and how far we can actually take it. So let me see if I can open up the project to show you what we have so far. And I've been kind of documenting this in a video form on my LinkedIn, do, using some like short form content. And I feel like it's been pretty smooth. So let's see if it loads. Yeah. So here we go. So this entire thing was built with Copilot agent mode. And what is the email that I use? I think it was hello@email.com. And I think the password was password123. Very secure. I know. You unlock the vault and then we get logged in, right? And once you log in, you can add your passwords. I believe that's where we are in the series, or that's where I am in the build process. It's allowing users to add their passwords. So then it brings you to this My Vault screen. All of this was built with agent mode. It's pretty incredible. Password 123. Hey, that's my password. I mean, now we all know it, so you may want to you may want to change it. That's hilarious. So when you come in here, you can add a password, and so this is the page that I'm currently on that we need to implement the functionality on. But I honestly cannot believe that agent mode was able to build this entire thing. It's so impressive. It's so cool. If you haven't tried agent mode, I really implore you to give it a go because I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I just kind of want to do that little show and tell on what I've been building recently. So if we get through our maintainer month stuff, maybe we can hack on this a little bit. Maybe we can hack on it a little bit. But for now, I'm going to close this and let's look at the maintainer month issues, right? So what do we have here? We have some improvements to README. And if you're new to open source or you're looking for a project to contribute to, this site is a really good one to do because the issues, as you can see, add code owners file, issues with Yarn on Windows, site is not responsive. These are very good first-time issues that you can work on. There's some documentation that's needed. This code owners one caught my eye earlier, so let's take a look at it to see what we need to do. So the maintainer month repo currently doesn't have a code owners file. Having this file would benefit both maintainers and contributors. Great. Add code owners file to the GitHub folder. All right. Yeah, thanks, Aditi. So I will assign it to myself. I know Andrea got it, but haha, Andrea, I'm gonna take this one. Andrea is my coworker. Hey, Kara. So let's see what Kara says. I'm curious if Copilot Agent Mode can completely reformat the library page to make it more readable. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting one. Is there an issue for that already? This one? Okay, let's start with the code owners one. I tried to get it to do it yesterday and then I panicked. Never fear, Kara. As long as you're building on a new branch, it all will be well. All will be well. Never fear. It's a good base model, but holds a nice potential. I'm ambitious. Okay. All right. So let's get into adding a code owners file. So first of all, what is a code owners file? So let's look that up. So you can use a code owners file to define individuals or teams that are responsible for your code and repository. This is actually excellent because a lot of times I go to an open source project and I want to contact the maintainer to come on, like our Open Source Friday show, for example, and I don't know who owns the repository. And so then I end up having to scour the internet, like social media, to see if I can figure it out. So a code owners file will help your contributors and people who visit your repository and your project to just know, like, hey, I'm in charge. If you need anything, reach out to me and I'm happy to do so. So let's add the code owners file. Let's see if there's an example down here. And actually, I could probably just use GitHub Copilot to add this file on my behalf. So here's an example. These owners will be the default owners of everything in the repo unless later match takes precedence. All right. So I do have the repo already cloned on my machine because last week I saw that Cassidy had some trouble getting it cloned. So I wanted to just make sure that that was already done. And so let's create a new branch. I'm just going to call it code owners. And I'm just going to pop open Copilot and see what we can do. Let's start a new chat. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat. Thank you for all the knowledge. You're welcome. Um, Today only from previous live, I learned a lot Copilot agent mode. Thank you, GitHub. Yes, agent mode is actually pretty incredible. All right, so let's look at the issue again. So I'm gonna just pop that up and then so we can slide easily back and forth. Okay. Too many tabs, too many tabs. Close this one. All right. So it's just to add the code owners. Okay. So we're gonna pop here, and these are the 3 different modes. I don't know if you can see it. Is it too small? Let me know if it's too small. Ask, edit, and agent mode. So these are the 3 different modes of GitHub Copilot. So the ask one is essentially you can come in here and I can say like at workspace, tell me about this repo or tell me about this project. And Claude 3.5 Sonnet is the one I'm using here. And for ask, I like to use it to tell me about this repo or ask questions like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. How do you think I can do that? To kind of spitball with Copilot. And I like to use the edit mode if I'm trying to do something really quickly. And then I like to use agent mode to just build things and to, edit files across the repository. So here you can see the ask mode is telling us, oh, it's a repository for GitHub's maintainer month site. It's built with this tech stack. It has these features, etc., etc. So today I'm going to use agent mode because why not? And honestly, my favorite model to use has been Claude 3.5 Sonnet because I personally feel like Claude 3.7 does too much. I don't know. Do you feel the same? If you've been playing around with models, do you feel the same way about Claude 3.5 Sonnet? Sometimes it edits a little bit too much for me, and I feel like I don't have that much control. And Gemini 2.5 has also been a recent favorite, but today let's just use Claude 3.5 Sonnet to see if we can get some stuff done. So let's just say like, help me add a new code owners, if I can spell to this. And who should the owners be? Kara, you're in the chat. Let me know. I think the owners is going to be Kara, Andrea. I'll put my name Kadesha, and let's put Cassidy. And let's see what we get. This is a very loosey-goosey prompt, but let's see what agent mode does for us. And as you can see, I have no files open because it should be able to go in and search the repository. And yep, so it found our directory .github, and it's like, no problem, I can help you add a code owners file. And it did it. So, and it created it in the .github, right? No, it created it at the root. Okay, sure. Is that following convention? Let's see. About code owners, automatically review. Okay, to use that create a new file, code owners in .github root or docs. So I believe the root is good. Did I really spell it code o nerds? I am honest. Okay, I didn't. But I'm honestly the queen of typos, so I wouldn't be surprised if I did. I did spell it code o nerds. That would have been hilarious. So let's see. These owners will be the default owners for everything in the repo unless a later match takes precedence. Um, I'm gonna have to update these GitHub usernames. I don't remember what the usernames are. I know mine is at Lady Kerr, and I know at Cassidy is Cassie Do. And this you can see like Copilot next edit suggestion is giving us that suggestion here to edit those. Will be requested for review when someone opens a pull request. Keep. And I don't think we need to add anything else to the file, right? Does it need to be as long as this one? Order is important. The last matching pattern makes the most precedent when someone opens a pull request that only modifies JS files. You can also add Kiara souls. Oh, thanks, Kiara. Let me add that. SOWLES. And what is Andrea? Is it just at is it Ala Columbia or is it says Andrea? I think it's at Andrea Griffith. Yeah. There we go. Everything's changed. So first it's going to go to Kara, Andrea, Lady Kara, Cassidy. Sure, because it did say that order is important. You can also use email addresses if you prefer. Okay. Teams can be specified. All right. I think it's just this. Um, so like I know like agent mode is usually promoted to help with coding, but it's actually really good at helping with documentation. There with AI with by your side, there really is no reason to have like empty readmes and empty contribution guides or like lack of, support or code of conduct or AI tool, GitHub Copilot can actually help you get these done. And so let's stage and commit these changes. Always save your work, okay? I'm seeing too many people in the wild lose their work. So we're just going to stage and then we're going to get a commit message from GitHub Copilot. And then let's just push this. Oop, I think I spelled push wrong. Awesome. And now, where did that go? Oh, wait a second. Boop. Let's bring you on this screen. Great. Let's just get a little summary. Just a little summary. This code owner's file contain errors. Unknown owner on line 5. Make sure. Yeah. I don't think that's her handle, but I'll have to take a look at that. Let's see if we can find her here. I think she was Andrea Griffiths 11. So let's just do that update. Actually. Whoop. Whoop. Awesome. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Okay, yeah. And now, Carrie's just gonna come in here and review that for us, and that's it. That was pretty easy. So I'm gonna just attach this issue to the PR. Issue number 270. That way, when this pull request is closed, I believe it will also close the PR. I think that was a recent ship where you can decide if closing a pull request closes the issue relating to the pull request. Okay, so yay documentation. Yes, Kara, yay documentation. Oh, hi, I love your YouTube shorts. Oh, thank you. Thanks for watching. Isn't Cassidy pushing heavy today? Listen, stop it. Stop it. Maybe maybe it would be easier to create a GitHub team. Would be easier to manage reviewers. So the entire GitHub team isn't responsible for the maintainer month site. I do believe it falls under developer relations and then specifically a team in developer relations. So I'm not sure what team that is, which is why I just added these names because we're the ones that's going to be in here since we're the ones working on it. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit to review, but the team has been doing pretty well so far. So auto closing issues from PRs has been a feature like forever. Maybe they added something newer for the UI. Yeah, let's take a look. I think I saw something in the change log just this morning. So users can now choose whether merging linked pull requests automatically closes the issue. So I think now you have a choice. So I think it won't automatically just close the issue. I think you can say yes or no to closing the issue. Because you know how sometimes you submit a PR and it's a part of this issue, but the issue itself isn't complete, just like a part of the issue is complete. So I think that's what this solves. That's what I was talking about. Now you can choose whether or not it closes a linked issue. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. All right, so that issue is, oh, did, did Kara, you are fast. She said ship it. Okay, great. So that's done. Now we have a code owner's file in our repo. Nice. Thank you, agent mode. All right, so let's take a look at another issue. Add code owner's file. So it didn't, oh, it did close it. Okay, I was just gonna say it didn't auto close it, so it did close it. So inline buttons are causing white space on mobile screen. Text and button overlap with image on mobile screen. Site is not responsive, medium size screen. Okay, so a lot of responsiveness. Allow events to have a TBD or all daytime. Where's the one that Kara was talking about? Discussion/improvement. Okay. Right now, the library of resources is a bit bland. All right, let's take a look at it. Where do we, okay, library. And then we have, these are the resources. Okay. What was that thing that Kara said earlier she was trying to do? Okay, I see there's a lot of chatter that I missed. So I have a question. As I found that a certain tailor-made Claude.md file can help Claude agents, is it right and applicable to other agents? As I found that a certain tailor, what do you mean by tailor? Can help Claude agents, is it right and applicable to other agents? Can you rephrase your question, please? I'm not quite getting what you're saying. I'm curious. Okay, this one. I'm curious if Agent Mode can completely reformat the library page to make it more readable. So this is the library page, changelog, GitHub. So do you want it to have like cards, like the schedule page? How could we make this more readable? I feel like, let's see. I think when there's a description in the post, it doesn't look bland at all. Okay. Looking at the first paragraph, this looks like a longer discussion, not Kara? I told the Copilot library page was hard to skim and find info on, and it had great suggestions for how to fix it. Oh, let's see the suggestions on how to fix it. As far as general site improvements, what about accessibility? I haven't seen a lot of Araya stuff in the code. Ooh. It might be good to do. This would be a good issue to open separately from this. I think as long as semantic HTML can cover. Okay, don't be sorry. I'm learning about accessibility and have an interest in it. Suggestions on how to make it look better? Looking at the first paragraph, maybe we can make the font bigger for the desktop. Okay. And make it 2 lines. Catch more attention and encourage folks to add their posts. Maybe it's just me, but my eyes Drown right away to post as they have bigger fonts. Oh, sorry. I literally just dragged it into agent and asked for improvement and then thought we could tweak from there. Oh, that's a good idea, Kara, because agent modes, some of the model and agent modes have vision capabilities. So, for example, oh, Gemini, it's a good thing nothing was on that screen. You know what I'm saying? For example, the Claude models, I believe, have agent mode enabled, and Gemini 2.5 also have, I mean, like vision capabilities, also have vision capabilities. So that's a very interesting way to do that. Should we try it? What if you added a filtering option to make it more searchable slash skimmable? Ooh, also a really good idea. So let's see. So this is what it looks like. So before I forget, let me just write down these ideas. I'm still a girly who use good old paper and pen. So the idea is to add filtering. Add filtering. So let me pull that up. Add filtering to make it more searchable and skimmable. Yeah, search is always good, especially with like a list of resources like this. And then Kara said just drag and drop it into agents and ask for suggestions. Let's see. So I think let's make this a little smaller. Yeah, I mean, I can see how. Okay, and then it just goes to whatever the resource is. Okay. So it's just a resource page. The library is a resource page, and then you can add your own resource here. Okay. So it's nothing crazy. So I think filtering would actually make a really, really good improvement. Hey everyone that just joined, welcome to the stream. So let's try that. I think let me exit full screen mode here. Because when I take the screenshot, it's probably going to disappear somewhere. Who knows if it's going to come on this screen or the other screen. So let's take a screenshot. I'm going to try what Kira said. Let's see what suggestions we can get from like chat. Boop. See, it's attached. And one thing I noticed, if you choose a model that doesn't have vision capabilities, you will know because this is going to be, I'm trying to see which one. Yeah. So it will say like, it will cross out, which means like this model doesn't have vision enabled. So like they get an error message if you hover. 04 mini preview does not support this image type. This image type does not support like vision capabilities, I believe. So let's do ask. How about that? Let's try with ask. Let's try with chat. Oh no, it went away. So let's ask chat instead of agent because agent is just going to go in there and start working. So let's ask chat what improvements we can make to this page. Um, that's all I'm going to say for now. Let's see. This is fun. I'm having a good time. You know, this is just how I work too. Yes, I agree. Honestly, it should probably have a different error for unsupported image type versus not supporting images. I do agree, and that's something I'll bring up to the Copilot team. That's a really good call out. Thank you. Vibe coding, always. It's the vibe coding era. You know what I mean? But you know, honestly, I feel like we've always been vibe coding, because Stack Overflow, searching, another developer's blog for how they implemented something. Um, Code sharing has always been a thing, and like, using other people's code or other tools to improve and expand our code has always been a thing. So I feel like we've always been vibe coding, but I think Vibe coding just looks so much differently now because AI can generate quality code for us, especially if you use Copilot. So let's see what it says. So first, look at oh, interesting. Oh, it looks like code owners because the file is open. Okay, I was like, why did you look at that file? But so it's evaluating the screenshot with its vision capabilities, and here's what it said. Let's make this a little wider. Visual hierarchy, so add more breathing space between sections, implement consistent card layout for each content piece, consider using a grid system for better organization. There you go, navigation and filtering, just like good old Cassie Do suggested, right? So I think we'll do that. Add category filters to help users find specific types of content. Example, podcasts, blog posts, interviews. Include a search functionality and add a back to top button for better navigation. These are all really good suggestions, I think, to improve this page. Another one, content presentation. Add estimated reading, listening time for each piece. Ooh, okay, interesting. Include thumbnails, preview images for each article or podcast. Add social sharing buttons. All right, debatable. Accessibility and UX. All right. Improve the contrast and readability. That was definitely brought up in the issue. Engagement feature, mobile responsiveness. Wow, you can tell a lot from that image. That's actually pretty incredible. So let's focus on one. So let's focus on navigation and filtering. King Z, I see your question. I see your comments. I'm coming. 1 second. So let's focus on navigation and filtering and see what we can do. See what we can do. So where is that page, first of all? So this is the library. So where's the library component or the library page? Ooh, this is a oh, here you go, library links. So this is just the links, library links.jsx. This is just a links component. All right, let's go back to chat. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna use at workspace because this gives it a full view of the project. And I'm gonna say, where is the library page? Defined in the project. Instead of searching through and combing through, let's have, you know, let's have let's have it tell me where it is. Great. So we have the main library page, which is here. Awesome. Then we have the 2024, 2023, 2022 version. Ah, different years. Ah, because every year is maintainer month. Every year we have maintainer month. And so all these pages uses the library links. We were just here to display the list of resources. And the resources are loaded from resources.json. Okay, cool, cool. Nothing too crazy. Resources. And the yearly versions are using resources.json. Okay, nothing too crazy. I kind of like the setup. That's pretty, nice to follow. Smart to focus on one at a time. When I went to do it, I started in agent mode to ask for improvements and it wanted to make like 6 large changes. Yes, exactly. So I think this is why I love that we have ask, edit, and agent because it kind of allows you to narrow the scope of your work when you're doing something. So in ask mode, it's good to, do like what I'm doing here, like, oh, where is this file listed? How can I improve this code or how can I make improvements to this page now that it has vision capabilities? And then based on the improvements, you want to go one step at a time. Yeah. And if you start with agent, yeah, it's definitely going to go in and make a lot of changes. So all right, so now I'm going to say, what do we want to do? I want to add filtering. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Okay. And actually, boop, I'm just going to copy this. So I want to add, nope, I just want to add. I want to add category filters to help users find specific types of content. And I'm going to say to the main to the main library page. And actually, instead of using chat to do this, let's switch to agent mode now to have it do that work for us. Boop. And should we try Gemini 2.5 Pro? Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Let's give it a go. So the library page is defined in multiple places in the project with different versions for many different years. Okay. All right. This is all I'm going to say. Let's send and see what we get. See what we get. Okay. While that's running, let me take a look at the chat. So I wonder what happens if you copy pasted those hyperlinked files into the chat window. Ah, we should try that. We should try that. I'll go back to this. I'll start this comment. So if you try once on Copilot to generate an AI instruction for Claude as claude.md. Oh, okay. You're trying to generate instructions for Claude. According to my code base for future use, after this read, what Copilot make you be more clarity? Huh? You know, Kingsley, I see you're joining us from LinkedIn. Find me on LinkedIn, Kadesh Shakur, and send me a message. I think are you trying to use Copilot to generate Claude instructions for your code base and you're having an issue doing that? Is that what you're trying to do? Let me know so I can be of assistance. For some reason, I'm just not getting what you're saying. Came in kind of late. Is this session being recorded for future studying? Yes, 100%, Nick. So we're working on the maintainer site, the maintainer month site. And right now I am using Copilot Agent to add some filtering and categories to this page to kind of improve the page a bit incrementally. So that's where we are. And we're using agent mode and Gemini 2.5. Let's see what we have. I'll add state management for the category and render filter buttons. First, I need to see the structure of the categories and the resources. So then it went here, it read this. It's so like step by step. I really love that. First, I need to see how library links component is implemented exactly. Then it read the library links. Okay, I can help with that. I'll modify the main library page. So it added state. Yep. Then it imported the resource links, filter resources by array, categories, added that new categories, update select categories, and it added the filtering. And then it popped it here. So let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna hit keep and then also updated some styles. Let's see what we have. I don't believe I have this running locally yet. Let's just check the package JSON before I make any assumptions. Any assumptions? Let's install and then run dev. So this is using Next.js. Interesting. There's a lot going on. It's a pretty simple site. It's a locked coming in. No issues, but only experimenting for other agent. Some instructions. Just say it. Only code. Okay. Send me a message, Kingsley, on LinkedIn, and then I'll see if I can help you. So I haven't asked Copilot these helpful type of questions before. Yeah, I do it all the time. I love coming into Copilot chat and just saying, "Hey, can you help me? Not even help me, but can you tell me how can I improve the security of my application or what's missing from this component or how would you recommend doing XYZ?" It's really, really good at helping you kind of get out of your head, at least for me. It helps me to get out of my head and just start building, honestly. It's a great way to to ask those questions for sure. So it's nice seeing Copilot despite being a GitHub product, support models from other providers, Microsoft. Yeah, of course. I mean, there are so many models, and I also think you can add even local models. I think you can build with the local models using GitHub Copilot. I haven't personally implemented that before, but I know I've seen it done in the wild. And you can also now with MCP, you can add an MCP server here, which as you can see, I haven't done yet. I haven't had a chance to explore MCP yet, but you can do a lot with GitHub Copilot. Honestly, it's an amazing tool. I know I sound like a what would Cassidy say, a shill, but I'm fully into it. I'm fully into it and I have no shame. I'm sorry. I work at GitHub. It's good. Use Copilot. Please help me keep my job. So let's see what we have here. Of course, there's a Webpack error. Let me show you what I'm seeing. So this is what I just saw. Build error, of course. Let me kind of combine these screens. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't know why it keeps opening. Oh, because I know why it does that, because that's the page I'm clicking. Failed to comply. Next.js 14.2.28 is outdated. Oh, and also there's an undefined variable somewhere. Okay, so we have to update Next.js. What's the latest version? So I have this version manager here, extension, which is helpful in these situations. So let's tackle one at a time. So first, updating Next.js. That could be a huge undertaking. Should we do it from 14 to 18? Oh, I don't know. That feels very risque. What do you guys say? Should I do it? I mean, that feels risque because what are the changes? Ooh, exactly. So, hey Mythic, I really love the course though. I came in late. I hope I'll be able to catch up. Yes, so we're updating the maintainer month site by adding filtering to one of the pages using Copilot Agent. And so I ran the changes and it looks like our Next.js is outdated in the app. It's on version 14 and Next is currently on 18. And so I'm currently at the point where I'm considering whether or not I should break everything and update Next.js. Mm-mm-mm. It's risque. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna hit done, and actually, I'm gonna come back to chat, okay? And my trusty Claude 3.5. I know, I like using it. And so, can you? I wanted to ask it if it could tell me the what has changed between 14 and 18. I'm sure it's been a lot. The latest is even 19. Oh my gosh. Let's give it a go. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Because I'm like, when did they get to that? So I think it's 15 actually, which is still a big jump. So okay, it's 15. So I was bugging. It's 15. The 18 was for React. Okay. Okay, it was a patch, but I was bugging. Let's see. Let's hope everything doesn't break. YOLO. Oop, she's taking a little bit of time. Okay. So let's try running it again. And actually, let me make sure I'm clicking here so it can, open up here for us. npm run dev. That's the dev script here. Da-na-na-na. Okay. Okay, I think it worked. So now we just have a regular error. Great. So I can do two things. So I can actually go through the code and, fix that. Or I could take a picture of the error message, pop it in here. You know? You know what I'm saying? It's all a part of vibe coding. So, oh no, if I switch, it's gonna get rid of the photo. Okay, it didn't. Um, please fix the attached error. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to install PNPM, I know PNPM is lighter, but I think I'm just stuck in my ways and I still use NPM. I know, I know. I know. I haven't been using PNPM consistently, so it's not lodged in my brain the way that NPM is. To be honest, that's the truth. Maybe there are steps to upgrade and Copilot may tell you those steps. Absolutely. I think it could, and that's where I was heading, but all is well. We updated to 15 and nothing broke, you know? Nothing broke right now. All right. So let's see what we have. So I gave it the error. Please fix the attached error. I noticed there's a build error showing an undefined variable specifically related to that. So now it's combing through everything and it says, let me validate if this change fixed the build. Okay, so I mean, we're running locally, but go ahead and run your command. So right now, agent mode is running this npm run build command in our terminal. Isn't that cool? Crazy, right? So it's running the command in the terminal and yep, it appears the error has been fixed. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. You know, let's see. Taha. Everything's failed because of updating next. So I was wrong. I was wrong. Look, internal server error. So we did not fix it in time. It's like 5 minutes left on this stream. We didn't fix it. Um, so I'm gonna have to look into what changed between 14 and 15 to see, you know, what's going on there with the Next.js upgrade and keep working on this on the side. We weren't able to do it, but we did add code owners. I mean, that's documentation, but it's still important. What do you guys think? You guys think what if? Yeah, what does that mean? Why does that work? Let's try it again. Let's take a look at what the errors were saved down here because I didn't. Yeah, node modules, but next dis bit build pack. Yeah, it's not liking that. Do you have all the libraries, all the files from the library locally? The server issues might have something to do with that. I mean, I installed everything. Should I trash the node modules and like generate a new one? Sometimes I do that and it works. The magic of a live demo. Yes, this is how you know it's live. It's not doctored. I don't have a secret a secret code file that I can just copy paste. It's all live, you know. If my interviews were vibe coding, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be great if coding interviews reflected how we actually worked? That would be awesome. I deeply appreciate the realism of Rubber Thursdays. Yes, we, we put ourselves in front of the public for the benefit of showing how we work, because this is how we all work, unless I'm the only one that works like this, but this is how we all work. Things break, and I tend to take a break and take a nap or have a snack. I love snackies and think about it. And oftentimes I find it in my dreams. I solve a lot of issues when I'm sleeping or washing dishes or taking a little walk. If I can, force myself to go outside, well, let's try. Let's try trashing and reinstalling, because maybe it's an issue with that. I agree. Leak code interview, meh. Same, same, same. The demo gods were not merciful today. And this is just how it goes sometimes. I'm just gonna try it one more time for good measure. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I'll keep looking at it. I mean, I did kind of go YOLO and upgrade from 14 to 15 without looking at the change log and to see what needed to be done. So is it my fault? I think not. It was completely my doing. Okay, so at least now something loads. But yeah, there seems to be an issue. It looks like another CSS issue, but also there are some other issues here. Yeah. So it looks like clearing, getting rid of that node module did do something, but now I'm just gonna have to go through and do some like eagle eye debugging. Or actually, instead of doing that, you can also do this. Something else I like doing is just this, and then I can right click and it will go straight into agent mode from here. I also think there's a way to use Copilot. Yep. You can also use Copilot inline in your terminal. You see that? Isn't that crazy? It's like in a lot of places where we naturally work. Mm. So that's why the logic of program is more important than the syntax, in my opinion. What I completely 100% agree. Um, Programming is a very step by step, one thing at a time. And knowing the syntax, I think like you can always look up syntax, but if you can think through a problem step by step in a way that will make sense for the computer to understand, it goes a very long way, which is why I really appreciate how agent mode tells us what it's doing. So it referenced these two files. It read the terminal. It's reading the files now. Then it says, "Oh, I see this," and it went to the next step. And that's kind of programming, right? I think we're at time, but I'm gonna YOLO hit keep, and I'm gonna keep hacking on this, y'all. For now, I'm gonna stop sharing. Um, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Time isn't real. um, but it was really, really good hanging out with you today. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can figure out what's going on with the issue. Like, I definitely think it's because I just YOLO'd and went from 14 to 15 without reading the docs. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Hope it's been good. I had a great time, and I'll see you next week. Hey, don't you just love this music? I'm obsessed. Bye.